Oh, so what's the ETA on backup? Well, Dash is trying to talk the guy down with the gun
put the gun down, hey?
Stay back!
Just put the gun down and let Tibor do his job.
I'm not stopping him!
What's going on?
One of his sheep tested positive to Jonas disease.
That's what this is about, a sick sheep.
Mate, Yoni's is serious. If it spreads, it could be disastrous.
All his sheep will have to be destroyed.
Look, Ben, he's my neighbour. Do you want me to speak to him? He hasn't actually threatened anyone, okay?
He also hasn't put down his weapon. Jack. Mr. Jacobs, it's Acting Sergeant Ben.
I told you, just get off my property!
I heard you. I just need you to put down...
I don't want anyone touching my sheep!
Look, we don't intend to, Mr. Jacobs.
But he's about to kill them all!
Mr. Karenye, please, Dr. Karenye, can you step away?
Yoni's disease is a death warrant! I'm finished!
I understand that you're concerned, Mr. Jacobs, but please, this is not the answer to your problem.
Yeah, you're right there. There is no answer.
Please, Mr. Jacobs, please wait. No, we can talk about this. Mr. Jacobs!
If it's gonna be done, I'm the one who's gonna do it!
Sign here, thanks. Well, you may still be charged with assault with weapon. You'll be summoned to appear in court.
To say nothing of all the other offences under the Firearms Act. But, given the circumstances...
When can I get my rifle back?
I wouldn't hold my breath if I was you, Ken. Why don't you just go home?
Home? Now that I'm not running any sheep, just how long do you think it'll be before those vultures from the bank swoop down on me, huh?
Mr. Jacobs, it's Robin Taylor from over the fence.
The one starting the vineyard, huh?
Yes, eventually. Look, sir, I'm really sorry about what happened today. If there's anything that I can do...
Nothing anyone can do right now, love. Just find out how that bloody disease got here and nail the bastards responsible, huh? Well, it isn't Dr. Death.
I'm sorry, Ken.
Tell that to someone who cares, mate.
Oh, that poor man. It was heartbreaking, boss. He took all his sheep into the yards and shot them one by one.
Well, I wish I could say this is the end of it. Could I have a word, Tom?
Perhaps you'd better sit in on this.
Well, I couldn't do it. I mean, Jeff and Lucy are still wandering about the paddock trying to give all our sheep names.
If it was Yoni's disease, I had no choice.
Yeah, but it seems a bit extreme, killing all your sheep just because one of them has a disease.
No, Yoni's disease wiped out all the sheep farms in Swifts Creek. You know, it was the straw that broke the camel's back out there.
Look, I may need protection while I'm testing. You mentioned Jonas to a farmer, and even a pacifist can turn violent.
You know, drummers, we'd just like you to open the gate so Mr. Karenye can check your sheep.
I know my rights. You can't barge in here without my permission.
Well, if you know your rights, Mr. Tyndall, you'll know it's an offence to obstruct an inspection.
We only share one fence with the Jacobs place, and we haven't run any sheep down there for weeks.
Look, we are testing everyone, you know.
Samuel, what's all the commotion about?
They're testing for Yonis.
Oh, yes, I heard about Mr. Jacobs.
I told them we were clear.
Oh, let him in. Come on, boy, let him in. Our stock will speak for itself.
See, this is where the vines are going to go next week.
It's over there. Mm-hmm.
Then there will be grapes as far as the eye can see.
It's going to be a lot of work.
Oh, I'm just assuming Ben's going to come and help.
Yeah, right. Not like I've got a life, huh? No, mate, you're right. I'll give you a hand.
Do you want to come inside for a drop of red?
It's a bit early for me, mate.
Jeff is on duty.
Well, darling, if we're going to run a vineyard, we need to do our research.
Now, Robin tells me you've been naming the sheep.
Yeah, well, we did try, but they all look the same. We could call them all Fluffy.
Now, Lucy likes them all, doesn't she?
Oh, she sure does. We play chasey with them, don't we, Lucy Boots? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. 5 years' time, Ben, we'll be living the good life, drinking the fruit of the vine.
Well, in the meantime, there's still a million things to do around here.
Yeah, all of which I'll start doing tomorrow. This afternoon, Lucy's going to have a visit with Mrs. Lucas, and Daddy's going to catch us a big fish for dinner, isn't he?
Oh, that sounds good.
Come along. Mate, fish this big, jumping out of the water.
Hello, Robin Taylor. Yes? Well, there must be some mistake.
Rex Hunt to see you, Ben.
Oh, beauty, thanks, mate. Jeff, I'll just be with a sec.
Okay. Why did you step in?
Oh, thanks a lot. I'll go and change freshen up.
That was the bank on the phone. They want to know about our unauthorised overdraft.
Oh, I forgot to shift the funds from the term deposit. Remember I said it matured a few days ago and I was going to transfer it? Stupid me, I'll fix it tomorrow.
Okay, well, can you ring them and sort it out?
Yeah, first thing tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll smooth it out.
Hey, Jeff. Ready, mate?
Yep.
Let's go fishing. Afternoon, Chris.
Wow, look at you.
We got the fishing tackle, we got the right gear, we got the secret fishing spot. There's only one thing we're missing, Chris, and that's the beer.
Well, what'll it be?
What, better make it a slab?
Yeah.
What if it's cold?
Slab sounds like a big afternoon.
We take our fishing very seriously, Chris.
This is a life, eh? Fishing in the afternoon, I feel like a kid wagging school.
Sounds like you've taken to country life with a vengeance.
Should have made this move years ago, Ben. You know, if I was still in the city, I'd be in the middle of afternoon trading, chasing those little dollar signs flashing across the screen.
Speaking of dollar signs.
Oh, sorry, Chris. No,
Sure.
I got this one, mate.
No, you're right,
I'll
you're right.
put on plastic. And, throw in a bottle of Glenfiddich.
Top shelf, eh?
Oh, you got a new machine, Chris?
Yeah, very newfangled. I just hope I'm pressing the right button.
Hey, don't bother, Chris. I've probably got the cash here somewhere.
No, it's no bother, believe you me. I need the practice.
Got instructions for it?
No. Oh, it's saying contact credit provider.
Oh, there must be some mistake.
Well, sometimes the magnetic strips get damaged, apparently.
It's all right. I've got the cash.
Great.
Lovely.
You know you're never going to catch a fish with that gear, don't you?
Oh, come on. Fishing's about skill, not how much you paid for your rod.
Yeah, it still doesn't hurt to have the best rod money can buy. See, that's what I like about you, Ben. You make me look good.
Thanks a lot. It's important to you, isn't it?
Well, it's important to have the best.
All right, then why didn't you stay in the city then, mate? Keep earning the big bucks working in foreign exchange.
It's always about money, isn't it? The more you work, the more you earn. The more you earn, the more you spend. The more you spend, the more you want. Then you want too much. It's just crazy.
So this new start out in the country, is it running towards something new, or you're running away?
Everyone's running away from something.
Whoop.
You always reel them in that easy, do you?
No. Sometimes I like to play with them a little. Skill, I told you.
I must have lost my bait.
Robbie, we're home. Ben pulled rank and caught all the fish.
Don't you forget it.
Lucy's asleep.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I got him back late. He's a shocking influence on me.
What's going on?
One of the sheep was sick. He keeled over, so I called T-Ball.
Look, I've done some tests, and it would help if you could tell us where you bought the sheep.
Oh, yeah, sure. Remember, darling, it was a strange name. Mount, something?
Well, do you still have the paperwork for the sale?
Yeah, it's inside.
On your desk?
Yep.
Well, I'll get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all in order.
This is all your fault. You and your kind, hobby farmers. You come up in your four-wheel drive. You don't know a thing about farming.
Calm down.
I saw T-Ball pull up at your place.
I'm sorry. Were you watching
Don't
my-
bother making excuses, girlie. I know you're the one.
Listen, just because the vet arrived doesn't automatically mean Yoni's disease.
They let their sheep run wild. They don't fix their fences. And what happens? What happens, huh?
He's right, you know. Jeff and I don't know what we're doing. We don't know anything about farming. It could be us, Ben. If Jeff and I are the only ones to bring in new stock, we could be responsible for wiping out half the sheep in the district.
You don't know that.
Yes, but what if we did? I mean, not through malice, just stupidity. I mean, Jeff would have bought those animals without even wondering why they were so cheap.
It's not your fault. And we don't know.
Yeah, but I should have checked.
Look, I'm afraid to say, we're not really the experts in the symptoms, Mrs. Howell. You're going to have to contact the Department of Natural Resources and Environment for that. Yeah.
Excuse me, boss. This may be nothing, but I've been trying to reach Jeff for the past hour and he's not answering the phone.
He's probably just out mending a fence or
But he's
something.
not answering his mobile either. It just keeps ringing out.
Well, maybe he didn't take it with him.
But that's not like him. Look, do you mind if I pop home and check? It'll only be 20 minutes.
Yeah, all right, off you go.
Thanks.
Jeff? Jeff! Oh, my God. Jeff! Jeff!
One minute I'm giving the sheep some water, and the next minute I'm lying face down in manure.
Jeff, you didn't see who hit you?
No, I didn't see a thing. Not till Robin brought me around.
And Jeff, you got no idea who might have done this to you?
Well, given the whole Yoni's scare, it's probably safe to suspect just about every sheep farmer in the district.
See, I told you we didn't see anything.
We just had to ask him
Well,
ourselves.
the coward must have hit him from behind.
Robin, we will find whoever did this, don't you worry.
Well, Ken Jacobs did it. Well, he could have gone straight there after he left the station this morning.
And we are going to question him.
Well, let me talk to him.
Robin, look, there are two of us here to deal with Ken Jacobs. You're the only one who can look after Jeff.
Okay. All right, Ken, now where did you go after you left the station?
Home. I had to finish burying my sheep, didn't I?
And did you stop anywhere on the way?
Went straight home.
Who else was at home?
Just me and 530 dead sheep.
You seem pretty agitated.
Might have been a bit excitable. It wasn't exactly the best day of my life, you know.
You seem quite angry with Robin and Jeff Taylor as well.
Of course I was angry. They infected my flock. They've wiped
No,
me
listen,
out.
we don't know that for certain.
Did you go around to the Taylor's property after you left the station?
Why should I? I said what I had to say this morning. I got it off my chest.
You see, Jeff Taylor was bashed this morning, Ken. Someone put him in hospital.
Can't say I'm sorry. The truth is, I wish I'd thought of bashing him. But I didn't.
Oh, how's Jeff? Oh, it's a good thing he's got a hard head. Ben, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yep, sure.
Is this going to take much longer?
Yeah, you're free to go, Mr. Jacobs. Thanks for that.
You let him go.
Look, he denies having anything to do with the assault. There's no evidence against him. There's nothing else we can do, Robin.
Taylor, whatever you think of Ken Jacobs, I'd prefer if you'd steer clear of him for the time being. He's been through a lot.
Well, I'm sorry, boss. He's not the only one.
Jeff, all right?
He should be up and about this afternoon.
I'm glad to hear it.
Boss, that was Dr. Farrer on the phone. Something about the wounds to Jeff's head.
Well, I'll go.
PJ and Ben can handle it. You and I need to have a chat.
Dr. Farrer has told us that there were a number of wounds to your head. It doesn't seem to be consistent with what you're telling us.
Well, maybe they got stuck into me when I was down.
Well, at least two of the wounds were to the front of his scalp.
So?
Well, you're still positive that you were hit from behind, are you?
Yes. Someone hit me from behind.
Jeff, you wouldn't have any reason to protect whoever hit you, would you?
What do you think of me?
Right. Talk to you later.
See you later, guys.
See you, mate.
What was that all about?
Oh, it was nothing. They just wanted to know if I remembered anything else about the bashing.
Do you want to tell me what's going on?
Sorry?
You can start by telling me why our credit card's so far in the red.
It's not in the red.
The boss just hauled me into the office to talk about your credit card bouncing all over the Imperial yesterday.
Oh, that was a mistake.
No, there's no mistake, Jeff. I rang the bank.
A very simple explanation for this.
Why are they chasing us about our overdraft?
Okay, look. When the term deposit matured, I used it to play the short-term money market. And I used a credit card to pay off the overdraft.
That's not what you told me yesterday.
I knew you would have put the kibosh on it.
Well, you lied to me, Jeff.
Look, this was too good an opportunity to miss. I can double our money easy. Then we'll have the extra cash to buy the vines, the irrigation and the pipes and the poles.
And what about the sheep?
Well,
were they just another one of your opportunities?
No, they were a bargain. What's wrong with that?
If there is anything dodgy about those sheep, you tell me now.
They're not dodgy.
Well, hang on. What he's saying might be true. He could have been struck on the head after he'd been knocked out.
Did Search turn up a weapon?
No, nothing that matches the wounds.
We can't work out what sort of weapon was used. Anyway, it's probably sitting at the bottom of a dam somewhere.
Mr. Tyndall.
G'day.
What's in the hole?
One of our sheep wandered down to the fence near the tailor's place, so I had to shoot it.
Because it went near the tailor's?
With Yonis around, you can't be too careful. Better to lose a few now and save the whole mob from catching it.
Did you see anyone down at the Taylor's farm this morning?
No,
See anyone coming in on the access road?
didn't see a thing.
No one from the surrounding properties saw anyone come or go from the Taylor's farm this morning.
Hey, do you know, we got the impression that even if they did, they wouldn't tell us. They seemed rather pleased we'd been clobbered.
So we've got no witnesses, no weapon, and a victim that doesn't remember a thing. Should be a cinch.
Yeah, Tibor, any news of the test results?
Could I have a word with you, please?
Yeah, go through.
Thank you.
God, you'd think they'd never heard of innocent until proven guilty before.
What happened?
Oh, this whole town is treating me like a leper. I just pulled over a guy for speeding and he said, I know you. You're the bitch that brought Yonnies to town. Then he clammed up on me. I had to get Jack to deal with it.
PJ, Stuart, come in for a sec. Tibor, could you repeat what you just told me?
Well, I checked these papers Jeff Taylor gave me relating to the purchase of his sheep, and they're forged.
These papers for the sheep, they aren't legit.
Well, I mean, if they've been doctored, that
No,
means
they're not
that Jeff's...
doctored, they're forged.
Well, you can't seriously think that Jeff was involved. I mean, come on, Ben, he's married to a copper. He wouldn't take the chance. Unless you think I'm involved with it.
You? No, of course not.
Look, if you've got something to say, you say it.
Something went wrong in Melbourne, didn't it?
No.
Something to do with Jeff's work. Is that why I had to move up here?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is there something that you need to tell me about Melbourne? About why Jeff had to leave?
Well, no, I mean... He wasn't getting on well with management. It was a personality clash or policy or something. I mean, it was a chance to change our lives. We've always talked about having a vineyard. It's been our dream. Mine as much as his, Ben.
Look, is there anything that you need to tell me? If there is, now is the time, because I'll find out. I have to.
Well, you're wrong, Ben. And I hope you'll be big enough to admit it, because Jeff's a friend of yours. And so am I.
Robin, I hope I am wrong. Believe me.
Yeah.
Major fraud, please.
Look, this whole thing is ridiculous. 2 weeks ago, Jeff didn't know anything about sheep.
I'm afraid that's beside the point, and it doesn't explain the paperwork. Mount Rufus Stud have never sold any sheep to a Jeff Taylor.
Well, so they say.
Robin, it's not going to be hard to verify.
Would you have any idea who Jeff was dealing with at the start?
No.
Well, how did he hear about these sheep in the first place?
I don't know. In one of the rural newspapers, I guess.
Well, he didn't mention anything at all? Nothing in passing?
Well, of course he did. He was excited. He got them for a bargain. They were going to give us a bit of extra income until we got the vineyard up. Look, I really can't help you with any of this.
Sheep rustling. Thought they went out with John Wayne.
No, that would be cattle rustling, Jeff. You see, sheep stealing's alive and well. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions about this receipt we got here. It's from a Sean Maguire. He's a haulage contractor. Yeah?
Yep, he's a truck driver.
I thought you bought the sheep from Mount Rufus Stud.
Well, that's what the paper said, yeah.
Right. Who'd you deal with there?
Oh, no one. The only person I spoke to was Sean.
Then, how'd you find out about the sheep?
The net.
Internet?
I emailed the order and the sheep arrived a few days later.
So you'd still have that email address?
Yeah. Well, no, not off the top of my head, but it should be in a computer at home, though.
That's good.
Jeff, none of this seemed suspicious to you at all?
Well, not really, PJ. You know, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't expect that someone to steal a whole flock of sheep and cart them halfway across the country.
No, funny things happen out here in the sticks, Jeff.
Jeff, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine, or it will be. PJ just needs some information off the computer.
I just don't understand how any of this happened.
I was conned, okay? I should have known better. I'm sorry.
What's the story?
Well, he says he did it all in the net. Didn't speak to anyone except the truckie.
You sound like you don't believe him.
He doesn't strike me as being that stupid.
Maybe he was just out of his depth.
Look, boss, I don't want to hurt Robin either. But his story stinks.
Constable speaking.
Yeah, Sean Maguire there, please.
Yes, Chris, we'll be right
It's
there.
Acting Sergeant Ben
Jack,
Stewart, Mount Thomas
trouble at the
Police.
Imperial.
Yeah, I'll wait.
You don't like the girl's hand, got the wet hand, do you?
Sober up, when you get out of here!
I haven't got a home, haven't got anywhere.
Sorry, home.
All right, Sam. What's going
Yeah,
on?
you just get away from me.
Dad's kicked him out or something. Forget like
Sam,
that. He walked in
put
here
your
like
chair
that,
down,
and I wouldn't
Okay,
serve
you get
him.
stuffed.
Okay.
Just put the chair down.
Shame on you, McKinley. You're from the land. You ought to know what this can do to us.
Okay.
Yeah, you get away from me.
Okay. Let's take you down for a nice little lie down, buddy.
Thanks.
Did you get Sam Tyndall settled down?
Yes, he's sleeping like a baby. The only thing missing is the bunny rug.
He'd better let his old man know that we've got him down here.
Radio.
Oh, PJ, did Jeff give you what you needed?
Well, I got an email address. The website that sold the sheep is from Richmond.
In country New South Wales?
No, inner city Melbourne.
What's somebody in Melbourne, in Richmond, selling sheep?
Well, it's cyberspace. You can sell it from Timbuktu if you wanted.
Yeah, but I would have thought that selling sheep was a much more hands-on sort of a business.
See, not necessarily hands-on, boss. I've been trying to get onto the truck driver that delivered the sheep. I mean, he's out on the road somewhere, his wife said. Apparently, he picked up the sheep from a pen in the middle of South Australia somewhere. No face-to-face contact with the vendor. Everything was done over the phone.
So, Jeff presses a button on his computer, and a few days later the sheep are delivered,
No, Mr.
and neither he nor the driver have got any idea who's actually brokering the sale.
See, I told you, Jeff's just been the victim of a scam.
Robin, he's got to be pretty gullible to buy sheep from someone he's never met before.
What, PJ, you saying he's lying?
It's about his son, actually.
No, I'm not saying that.
My husband has been the victim of a con,
Taylor.
PJ.
That would be great.
Yes, yeah.
Super. Okay, thanks.
Look, Robin, I understand how distressed you must be by all this, but you're just going to have to trust us, all right?
Boss, George Tyndall is out in the back paddock. His housekeeper's going to get him to ring us back.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you didn't have to be so
Mate,
rough.
I'm not going after Robin or Jeff. I'm just
Dealing in evidence.
Speaking
Yes, I know,
of which,
I know.
we don't seem to have very much.
Well, it would help if we could find out who has the rest of these sheep.
The rest of them?
Yeah, well, you know our truck driver, Sean Maguire. According to his wife, he had a full truck. That's, what, 300 or 400 sheep? Now, Jeff Taylor only had 100 delivered, so where are the rest of them?
God only knows. You better keep trying to find this truckie.
He's out the back of Whoop Whoop. His mobile doesn't work. His
I don't
wife
care
doesn't know
where
his
he
itinerary.
is, just keep trying.
Do it again.
I hope to God you're wrong about all this.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm not talking about Jeff Taylor, I'm talking about this truckload of sheep. If they're still in the district, this Yonnies outbreak could be a disaster.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, I'm sorry to have bothered you. Some people. Boss, that was George Tyndall. He rang back and I told him we had his son here. He said he'd shoot Sam as a trespasser if he ever came onto the farm again.
You're kidding.
This is between Sam and me. It's got nothing to do with you people.
If the argument was about diseased sheep, it's got everything to do with us.
Well, go and ask him, why don't you?
Well, you see, he's indisposed at the moment.
Indisposed? You mean drunk?
Yesterday we saw your son filling in a hole. He said he was burying a sheep that is straight onto the Taylor's property.
Is that what he said?
Look, Mr. Tyndall, obviously you and your son have had an argument. Do you mind just telling us what it was about?
My grandfather opened up this country, did you know that? 3 generations of hard work. All gone in 5 minutes because of that bloody idiot.
Mr. Tyndall, has your son done something to introduce Yonnie's disease to this property?
Ask him.
No, I told you I haven't bought any sheep lately. OK, maybe a few.
A few.
200, 300.
So where did you get these few sheep from?
From a bloke.
A bloke.
Yeah, a bloke.
What's the bloke's name?
I can't remember. Ned something?
Ned Kelly?
Do you get it from someone called Jeff Taylor?
No way.
Well, you're neighbours, aren't you? Sure you weren't talking over the back fence and he said, Sam, my man, I've got some cheap sheep for you?
No, I told you.
All right. Well, what does this Ned look like, then?
Look like?
Well, you know, is he tall? Is he short? Is he fat? Is he skinny? Is he what?
I don't know. He's kind of average, I think.
Average. He gave you some paperwork, didn't he?
Yeah, it's at home somewhere.
And where did these sheep originally come from?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Mount Rufus Stud?
Rings a bit of a bell.
I bet it does. Now, you get these bargain basement sheep. It's a bit of a problem because they've got yonies, right? That could ruin your family farm.
No wonder your old man's not too pleased.
Yeah, well, there's nothing new in that.
He's a bit of a hard old bugger, is he?
So, Sam, why don't you do us a favour and tell us who you got these sheep from?
Well, as I told you, that would be a bloke called Ned.
I have been lied to by experts, and believe me, he is not one of them.
So you think he's involved?
Oh, up to his neck.
Knowing it and proving it, of course, are two different things.
Thank you. Found them. 380 sheep gone missing near Kachanga in South Australia.
Now, that's a Yoni's district, according to Tibor's list.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. It was really weird that someone would steal them.
Well, maybe the thieves didn't know about it. Well, what we need to do is to persuade Sam Tyndall to open up and tell us who he's been working with.
Oh, there's not much question about that, is there?
Why wouldn't he tell us if it was Jeff?
Because if he dobs on Jeff, Jeff dobs on him. That's the way it usually works with crooks, mate. Now, you know that.
Robin, PJ, it didn't mean it
It's
the
all
way
right,
it sounded.
Dash. I'm well aware of PJ's opinion. Has something else happened?
We've been interviewing your neighbour, Sam Tyndall. He's in the cells.
We think that he might know something about the theft.
Well, he hasn't named Jeff.
No. No, he hasn't.
Robin, you want to go and have a drink? You don't mind if we knock off 5 minutes early, do you, boss?
Oh, no, Ben, I'm not really
Go
up
if
to
you
it.
like.
Mr. Tyndall, what can we do for you?
Is Samuel here?
I don't think you're interested.
He is my son.
When George Tyndall turned up, I thought it was way out of the blue.
Yeah, I thought he was looking for another fighter.
I suppose the thing is, you've just always got to forgive your kids no matter what they do, haven't we?
Oh, well, I wouldn't know. Lucy's a bit young to lose a farm yet.
Well, you usually got to leave that to the parents.
How about I get another drink?
No, my shout, remember? But if you want to give us a hand. Listen, forget about it. He didn't mean anything by it.
God, he never gives up, does he?
Robin, don't you think he might just be being a bit oversensitive?
Ben, just my husband. How am I supposed to react?
Another round?
Yes, Chris, that'd be great, thanks.
You got a mighty nerve, huh? Where's your hubby then, Constable, out importing anthrax?
Let's leave it. We're just having a quiet drink,
No,
okay?
he wouldn't have the guts to show his face.
leave it alone. Leave it
I'll be
outside.
leaving it all right. Those vultures from the bank are circling. Tomorrow they'll be picking on the bones of my property. 30 years down the toilet, and all because of your mumble
Ken, I
husband.
said that's
Look,
enough.
Mr. Jacobs, I'm sorry. Jeff didn't mean anything by it. What happened could have happened
What
to anyone.
What's happening, Mrs. Taylor, is your bloody husband is a stupid idiot. Playing games he knows nothing about and hurting innocent
Listen to
people.
me.
Why don't you just clear off back to the city where you belong?
Sit down, will you? Sit down.
Well, that certainly cleared the air, didn't it?
Robin, I'm sorry.
No,
This is
I'm
nothing
sure
personal.
somebody else would like to have a go. Come on. Anyone? Chris?
Oh, look, Robin, that farm is Ken's whole
Oh,
life.
yeah, and it's Jeff's fault, naturally.
No.
Well, look, if you'll excuse me all, I'm feeling a little bit oversensitive. And my husband needs help spreading foot and mouth disease, mad cow disease, and anything else you people can't find anyone else to blame for.
Robin,
Just leave it.
Robin,
there.
just listen to me, will you? Listen to me. What they did in there was inexcusable.
Oh, they? What about you? What about PJ?
Just
what
listen,
about
I'm on
Chris?
your side, okay? Believe me on this. Can we just go for a walk, please? There's something I need to tell you.
A few sheep, a chance to make some money, and whatever I did, it wasn't just for me, it was for you and it was for Lucy.
Don't you dare use our daughter as an excuse.
It was a few sheep and some dumb disease.
That could bring this town to its knees, Jeff. I mean, in the city, you don't have to see the faces of the people you rip off, do you?
What do you mean?
Cooper, Michaels, and Slater. Ring any bells? I mean, how much did you skim off the top, Jeff? Is that where our four-wheel drive came from?
They aren't going to prosecute, Robbie. They didn't want the client to know that the money had been double-handled. They aren't going to prosecute.
Yeah, well, it's not up to the firm anymore.
Robbie, sweetheart, I did not mean for this to go this far.
You used other people's money. You ripped them off. You broke the law.
I bent the law.
You broke it, Jeff. You committed fraud.
I love you.
I don't know who you are anymore.
You mongrel! Get out of town! Silly bastard!
What the hell is going on?
Take her. Come on. Jeff? Don't go out there.
Happy now?
Ben, please pick up the phone.
I might remind you, Mr. Jacobs, until 2 days ago you were perfectly happy to have these good people as your neighbours. Now everybody go home before I charge a lot of you. Go on. Well done, Thomas. Have a nice day. Where's Jeff?
He's gone, Ben. I told him.
You told him that I knew?
I had to.
Why?
Because I'm his wife.
Well, you know what this means. I'm going to have to tell the boss.
No, I'll bring him in. It'd be better for him if he came
Robin,
in
you know what I'm
himself.
saying. We're going to have to tell the boss.
I don't want to hear it. There is no excuse for this sort of behaviour, and you know it. Now, come on, I want you all off
You
the property in
stupid
5
little
minutes.
bugger.
I'm going to throw the book at all of
You bloody little hypocrite. What do you think you're playing at? What is it going to take to drum a sense of morality into you, boy? First you visit the plague on us, and now you're acting like a bloody turncoat. Haven't you heard about honour amongst thieves?
All right, George, put it down. Give it to me. That's a very interesting buckle, George. Do somebody a lot of damage if you hit him on the head with this. Perhaps we better discuss this down at the station. You two, the rest of you, go home. Be prepared to make a statement later. All right, gentlemen, here you go. Now, Lawson, McKinley, keep these two separate, will you? One in the interview room, one in PJ's office. Go on, in you go. They need to be interviewed in relation to the Taylor assault.
Excuse me, boss. I need to speak to you urgently.
Can't wait until this has been dealt with.
No, this can't wait.
Bag that, will you? I think it could be our assault weapon. What's so urgent?
Jeff Taylor, he's done a runner.
Why would he do that? I mean, any charges he faces in relation to the sheep would be relatively minor, and bond or a fine at worst.
There's more to it than that.
Did you know anything about this?
Not until Ben told me.
When was that?
Last night.
So Major fraud are onto him. Does he know that?
Yes, I told him. I didn't expect him to do a runner, boss.
If we don't catch your husband...
I take full responsibility,
No,
boss.
Ben, I can't let you do
That's all very noble, but it's pointless. This could blow up in both your faces.
Those bloody sheep. I should have known they'd be trouble.
Did you know that they were stolen?
Of course I did. Well, so did Jeff bloody Taylor.
Are you absolutely positive that Mr. Taylor knew that they were stolen?
Oh, the ignorant bastard didn't have any papers for them. Didn't even know you needed any.
What about the documents from Mount Rufus Stud?
I teed that up for him. A mate of mine works there. He supplied the genuine article. Jeff dummied it up. A couple of days later, I took delivery of the papers and the sheep. I just wanted to make some money, you know. Show the old man that I'm not a complete waste of space. Instead, I've ruined everything. And I've got that bastard to thank.
So you knew at that point that the sheep were stolen?
No, not straight away. No, I thought the boy had stuffed up again, as usual. Don't misunderstand me. He's not a bad boy. Not malicious, just a bit dim.
Well, he's a man, Mr. Tyndall. Surely he can make his own decisions.
And when he does, it's a bloody disaster. Like buying a couple of 100 head of diseased sheep on sly. Now, it didn't take me long to discover that the whole deal was on the nose. And when I heard a whisper of Yonny's, I went and confronted Taylor. He had no idea how serious Yonny's was. Tried to fast-talk me. Talked down to me like I was some slack-jawed yokel with half a brain.
Do you admit to assaulting Mr. Jeff Taylor with this belt, sir?
I admit to teaching him a damn good lesson. If I'd had my grandfather's horsewhip, I'd have done it with that.
Well, you did a good job. You put him in hospital, didn't you?
It's the way I was taught. And it's the way I should have brought up Samuel.
You two need to go home and try and sort this out. You'll receive summonses to appear in court, both of you.
Okay, thanks, mate. Boss, I just keep a lookout on Jeff or for VKC.
Okay.
There wasn't very much petrol in the tank.
Service stations and roadhouses.
He didn't have very much cash either. Just as a do.
Well, that's not going to get into circulated.
St Thomas Station.
Re the Blue Nissan Patrol, we have a report of one
Oh, don't worry about it.
on Old Ridge Road.
So he's on foot.
Receive that,
All right,
VKC.
Stuart, you, McKinley, Lawson, off you go.
Yep.
what about me?
You're going to have to stay right out of this. The best thing you can do is take the rest of the day off.
But then you'll be short.
Robin, go home.
I reckon he would have come this way from the survey.
He can't have gone far. He hardly knows the country at all.
I don't know about that. You got that map? Here's a look.
Yeah.
Come on, Liz. Back to Mrs. Lucas for you.
Hey, Ben.
Yep.
Someone's been through here.
Should have known you wouldn't let me go that easy. Should I be asking what hat you're wearing right now?
I'm on duty, Jeff.
Are the others here?
They're close by.
Right. Robbie, it's not too late.
You know, I keep thinking, if it hadn't been for those bloody sheep, Ben would never have gone looking.
And you would never have known.
But you knew.
I've cocked it up, Robbie. I'll go to jail. You don't need me in your life, but I'm just thinking that if I had one more shot at it...
You're asking me to let you walk?
Yes. For everybody's sake. Okay. I love you, Robin. I would do anything to make this go away.
So would I.
Give me a head start, and then call the others.
I love you, Jeff. I love you. And that's why I can't let you go.
Hey, Ben.
Oh, my God.
I heard the boss wanted to see me back at the office. Can I talk to Jeff, please?
Of course you can. Major fraud. Want him taken back to Melbourne.
That's probably the best place for him. His neighbours want a piece of him bringing Yanni's disease.
Which is contained, by the way. Tibor rang. George Tyndall managed to contain it to a small area on his place, and of course the Taylor farmers quarantined.
Now, what's happened with poor old Ken Jacobs?
Poor old Ken is right. The banker found a buyer in Melbourne who were prepared to let him stay on as manager.
Robbie, I know that I've betrayed what you stand for. And our marriage, if it's over,
Look, it's
then
not
I
that
understand.
simple.
I'm just saying that if you want to walk away, then I understand.
My uniform comes off after hours, my wedding ring doesn't.
I don't suppose I need to tell you that both you and Stuart could have been in serious trouble if we hadn't found your husband when we did.
Ben had nothing to do with it, boss.
Yes, well, my report to Falcon Price will suggest that no further action is taken.
Thank you.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to take some long service leave. I need some time to sort out this mess.
Well, if you need any help with the farm, I'm
I'm
sure
gonna
everybody
sell
will... What did you say?
I'm going to sell it. I'm going to go back to Melbourne.
Oh.
You are going to bust an axle carrying all this lot.
Well, that's just the essentials. Thanks for staying. The
all right.
removalist shouldn't be too much longer.
Okay. Now, is there anything else I can do?
No, everything else is under control. Thank you.
All right.
care of yourself.
Ah, you know me. I'm self-sufficient.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Lucy. See ya. Robin. Hey. I'm really sorry.
It's done, Ben. And it was Jeff's doing, not yours.